everyone, good morning. It is currently 8 o'clock at night, and we are going to be trying to do Scarlet Hollow on hard mode. As you can see, I have a new follower goal element, and if you want to try chat right now, it's got new elements too. In fact, let me go ahead and show that off. I love that. That's so cute. I love it. So this is a horror game, not intended for all audience. BlackTabbyGames.com if you need a full list of content warnings. You won't be able to save everyone. You might not be able to say yourself. Hello, Sleepy Squid. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. I was actually just talking about this game with Pavor earlier in his Elden Ring stream. I hope you like it as much as I do. I love Black Tabby games so much. I considered doing Slay the Princess, but this game doesn't get enough love. So, hardcore mode. Every trait in Scarlet Hollow provides an opportunity to avoid making a game-defining sacrifice. Hardcore mode removes these opportunities, but you'll be able to select a third trait. Even with your new abilities, this is the darkest world state. By clicking continue, you agree to suffer. I guess. Oh, you. If you love horror, you're in for a treat. So obviously I'm gonna go with Hollow. Or Hollow and Hollow are both correct. I live in Dotton City. I'm she, her. And my favorite two are Mystical and Booksmart. But I should go with something else. Squid, what do you think I should choose? By the way, are you on Twitter? I will follow you. Got my phone right in front of me, so talk to animals. Ooh, that's one I haven't tried yet. So I need 2 more. Hold on, let me look you up real quick. Sleepy Squid. Sleepy Squiddy VT, right? Yes. Followed! I had to do my name backwards because I had a previous Holo Anarchy account, but I got locked out of it, and Twitter's a bunch of bastards. So I have to do Anarchy Holo on Twitter now. Everywhere else is Holo Anarchy, but screw them. So I might still go with Mystical. And I think I'm gonna go with Street Smart. So I did Booksmart last time. Booksmart gets you into a lot of trouble in this game. It does. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again, and still exhausted. Yeah, that's how bus rides work. For a moment, you're hazing on the details of where exactly here is, confusing the bus with the many others that came before it. As your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides, with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother, your aunt, it seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. But it was also more than just the social pressure of the invitation that pushed you to accept it. Something has been tugging you back to this place your entire life. There was no choice to be made because you were always going to find your way here. So when your cousin called, you knew what had to be done. And now, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyways, as I was saying, this fucking guy. Oh no. He's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not even sure he stopped when you started to doze off. At first, you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. I'm gonna feign an illness. You violently fake a coughing fit. Pretending to be sick has always been one of the better ways to get people to leave you alone in strange places. You are not wrong. You are not wrong about that. Oh, are you sick? That's alright, I'm pretty sure I've already had whatever you've got. I'm sick all the time. I gotta keep my immune system on its toes, you know. I hate this kind of person in particular. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It's hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. And she kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and jeez. You ever get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? Stop trying to get a rise out of me. Stop what? Whatever it is you think you're doing right now. You know what I'm talking about. This whole corner a stranger on the bus and try to make them uncomfortable act. I'm not playing along. Alright. Maybe I never really wanted to kill her, even if I threatened it a bit. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff. So I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I always wanted to go there. What the hell is wrong with you? Your girlfriend is giving birth right now, and you're thinking of ditching her to go have fun in New York after she tried to break up with you and you threatened to kill her. Hey, now, I never threatened to kill her. You just told me you did. Okay, maybe over text just a little, but fatherhood is scary. Plus her mom is there, so it's not like she's alone. Her mom doesn't like me much, so I'd probably just make things super stressful. I wonder why her mother doesn't fucking like you. She'll understand. She's chill. Anyways, where'd you say you were heading? I'm coming home. My mother fled this place many years ago, but she's gone now and I can feel it calling me back. Some things can only be put off for so long. The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around, so if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now, though, actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around there. I never wanted to do that kind of thing. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. You like your lungs the way they are, but you keep getting sick on purpose. Want to throttle this guy so bad. Every time I start this game. I haven't heard from them in a while now I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook and see how they're doing up there. I hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. Lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Because this game is fun like that. No. You put your hand to say up, or you put your hand up to say no. I'm not really hungry. There's still a good 45 minutes left in your journey, pal, assuming nothing goes wrong. Best to have them on hand. The young man sets the peanuts down on the empty seat next to him. The juices dribble out through the bottom of the bag and into the upholstery, instantly soaking it in peanut brine. Gross. With that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. It's not gonna be. No, no, no. You don't know where I'm going. Well, you do know where I'm going, but you don't know. No. And just like that, you're alone. The stranger's peanut soaking into the seat across from you. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though, for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. What is Scarlet Hollow about? It is about a person returning to what is basically their ancestral home for their aunt's funeral, and a lot of creepy shit happens. It is almost entirely choice-based. But I'm playing on hard mode, so this is basically the mode for masochists. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, hello. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, as she looks annoyed to be here. So, condolences? I'm so sorry for your loss, Tabitha. Yes, great. Thank you. Let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock an additional story path, so choose carefully. So, I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that, or had, I guess. You can feel the same careless cruelty in Tabitha's words that your mother would use when she talked about Pearl Ann and the old Scarlets. The wound that tore your family apart runs deep enough that it bled through the generations. Thank you. I got, it's the Pink Demon overlay from Etsy. But the chat was a Persona 5, and so is the follower goal. I do like the Pink Demon overlay, but it's a little too... I don't know what the word is. Hi, Pavor! Hello! Welcome! You get to see what Scarlet Hollow is about! I was just talking about this. I actually had to change this while I was watching your stream, Pavor. It took me about 40 minutes to get the chat to work right. The follower goal was much easier after I figured it out, and I actually changed the overlay from my previous one so I could have the chat right over here. So, Mystical. We are running Mystical, Street Smart, and Talk to Animals as our 3 traits. This is not going to save me. I am going to suffer. You sound like her right now, my mother. She hated this side of the family so much, and we don't have to become our parents. There are some things in life we get to choose, and look at that fucking glare. She's the one who left. So, the funeral. It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Have you worked out all the details yet? Mm-hmm. Taken care of. Don't need any help. I guess we're just remaining silent from this point on. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And here it is, the Scarlet estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you, someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with the layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of the ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering around anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And the hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. So, just cool, thanks, I guess. Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long and dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Mystical, as Tabitha speaks, your eyes are drawn to the windows and the overgrown garden outside. Dread and anxiety grip your lungs, and you can almost feel the ground beneath you start to slip. This place is a step away from being swallowed up and vanishing forever. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. So, what do you guys think? The first option is, explore mystical. This place isn't safe, and I don't mean that in the sense of it being perched on a literal cliff. Something is wrong here. Or, also mystical, I can feel the weight of the world pulling down on this place. Street smart, which is a lie. I've always dreamed of having a kitchen like this. Yeah, it's fallen apart, so that would be a hell of a lie. Someone cleans this place? You said someone actually cleans this place? Have you ever seen that happen, or did they just say they do it and leave? This is so nice. It's nice. Or awesome. I love PB&J. If there's somewhere in town to buy food, what if I want ice cream? Or alright, what's next? So, how many options is that? That is... God, there's so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 11. So which number option do you guys think? While you guys are doing that, I'm going to take a sip. I don't think I chose this one last time, so if I don't see a number, I'm just going to go ahead with this one, if that's okay. I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, geez, I get it. You think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week. But you should know there's only so much anyone can do with a country house this old. It's always gonna be a little grimy and worn, unlike your sleek city apartments. If a little dirt bothers you, you're gonna have a rough time this week. Alright, is there somewhere in town to buy food? Might want to get something other than PB&J. Is there somewhere we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yes, there's a general store and there's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online though, so I won't be going with you. How very folksy. Is it? It's a store that fulfills your general shopping needs. General store just describes what it is. Alright, so what's next? Bathroom. Follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Approach. Don't try to pet Frou Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Ne me parle pas? Oh, I don't speak French. I'm sorry, little lady. Je ne parle pas français. Of course. I'm typically American. I shall debase myself by speaking your tongue, but only so that I might insult you directly to your face, you cutthroat swine. You're gonna have to forgive my atrocious French accent. Haha, very funny. Her name sounds French. Stop wasting my time and let's finish the tour. I've never actually talked to the animals before, so... You once again follow Tabitha through a long and dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must, if you must. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. There's no way a woman comes and cleans every week. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and lift the toilet seat. Grody. Scram, fellas, the jig is up. The bugs talk. Oh my god, the bugs talk. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. You might as well. Toilet's a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. Mystical, an unmistakable stain coats this room. Someone has died here. No, people have died here. Yeah, it's a fucking old house. People are gonna have fucking died here. The closet's full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. So, I do like the opulence. So this room is amazing. It's way nicer than what I'm used to. I can't say I'm surprised. Each and every piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique, handed down through the family through generations. This is not an IKEA bedroom or whatever such nonsense you're used to in the city. So, I guess I'll get settled. So this is stupid. If the house is over 100 years old, somebody has fucking died there at least once. This is a stupid option. Okay. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Dangerous? Don't expect to see much of me. Some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away and others down the line. So, are you sure you're okay? You seem kind of upset. I'm fine. I just need to get back to work. So, we should hang out when you get back. Let's see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You and the sprawling, decrepit estate. Should we? We're going to the Forbidden Wing. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going to the Forbidden Wings of the estate. Except for the locks and chains sealing them shut. An insurmountable obstacle for most, but a mild inconvenience for you. As the locks fall, the doors moan open, revealing the entrance to what once must have been an incredibly lavish ballroom. Faintly in the distance, you can hear the quiet noises of an old piano playing from another room. The Forbidden Wings are yours to explore. Should we listen to Tabitha's advice? I don't think so. You can see why your cousin warned you against coming here. Deep gashes tear across the floor, and years of detritus have turned what once must have been a magnificent and open ballroom into a tight and claustrophobic maze. The piano you heard from outside the ballroom has grown louder. Wherever it is, it's nearby. It's probably just a self-playing model, but you aren't alone here as you thought. So where is the piano coming from? As far as you can tell, there's 3 exits to the ballroom. There is, of course, the door you came through. On your far right is a door beyond the broken floor, which is a dead end. And across the room from where you entered is the 3rd and final exit, a glass doorway you can just barely make out behind a pile of broken furniture. You move to investigate it more closely. As you approach, the playing grows clearer. Without a doubt, the piano is behind this door. So, if we try to clear the furniture, it's too heavy for you to do anything more than budget. So, this painting. You make your way over to the painting covering the far wall. It is a family tree. Angry black scratches cover the space where your mother should be. Oh, there's nothing else I can do here. You return to the entrance of the sealed wing and carefully reattach the locks. After what you've seen and heard in the ballroom, you weigh how much longer you should even stay in the estate on your own. Might as well head into town, I guess. With your cousin gone, there's nothing really for you to do here. You drop your bags off in your room and head out to explore the town. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. Only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. And again, maybe it's the perfect time. Continue. It's really pretty out here. Continue. Finally! You made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, and their windows are dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Well, hello, creature. Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers. Why, I do declare, who is this stranger? Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Talk to animals. It's nice to meet you, Gretchen. I'm Hollow. My, oh my, I can't remember the last time I met a newcomer who was so wonderfully polite. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Hollow. That's a funny way to introduce yourself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? So just, yeah. Just got into town today. Wow, I didn't think there'd be anyone else coming. Are you staying with Tabby? How's she holding up? Upon mention of your cousin, Gretchen mutters under her breath, "One of these days I'll get that Tabitha to pet me." I haven't seen her since Pearl Ann passed, or for a while before that, now that I think about it. I'm sorry, did you say Tabby? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so bubbly. As she did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. Mystical. She's in conflict with herself. Whoever I met today isn't the real Tabitha. This seems like a dialogue option that could get me in trouble. So I'm gonna take it. I hope you mean that metaphorically. And to tell you the truth, she's always been a little rough around the edges. But most people don't really catch on to that. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. So, are you two friends? I was probably closer than most people have gotten to being able to call her a friend. The school here is really small, so everyone had to at least get along with everyone else. And she was a grade ahead of me, but everyone knew her, especially since she's a Scarlet. We wound up bonding a bit when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer's Night Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. Then she graduated, and that was that. I haven't seen that girl or her horrible little cat since I... Oh, this is Gretchen. I haven't seen that girl or her horrible little cat since I was middle-aged. Oh, before it slips my mind, if you're staying up in that spooky old mansion, you must have met the Frou-Frou. How does that monster fare? So, Tabitha's cat, unfortunately, we've met. I will pet her if it's the last thing I do. Sounds like you and Frou-Frou have a history. I don't care if Stella finds out. She'll just think I'm weird. Wait, are you messing with me? You can't actually talk to my dog, right? I'm joking. If I could actually do that, do you think I'd just do that in front of people? I'd be way more discreet than that. Couldn't have people knowing my secret. Yeah, of course. It'd be ridiculous. You and Stella maintain a silent, awkward eye contact. Well, next time you see that devil, please send my regards and do let her know that not only do I still draw breath, I still very much plan to outlive her. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for coffee and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. So, we're following a stranger. All the stranger dangers messages of the 90s are just gone. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air in contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate. The diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. People on the town now think you're the animal weirdo. Congrats. Oh, it gets better. Like, you don't know who I'm talking to yet. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. I am suddenly in an Old West movie. So we're just gonna ignore that. Should we quietly slide or should we stare at them? I'm gonna stare at them right back. Unsure of what to say or perhaps unwilling to break the silence. Hey, this is Tabitha's cousin. She just got into town for the funeral. I'm showing her around. Thank you, Stella. Stella moves to the nearest booth and you quickly follow. Yes, weirdo route. Let's go. There's no need to be nervous, you know. They won't bite. Look at that cop gossiping. Hey, Stella. I went ahead and fixed you a coffee. They gracefully place a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Avery. And here's here's some bacon for the little lady. For me? For me? Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. You can hit the Y or triangle button on your gamepad to hide the text box at any time. I'm not going to. Anything for you? Stella says she's buying. No. That's just rude. So, Stella recommended the biscuit. And I'm sure coffee isn't that much, so biscuit and a coffee, I think. I heard they were really good. Invest in the county. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and, I'm sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they are gone. I'm glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyway, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral, too, so it'll be a special occasion. Is the potluck like a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? No, the Sunday thing is coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest. Non-religious community in the rural south. That's gotta be unusual. I know. We must seem like such heathens. But there's plenty of God-fearing folks in town. They just aren't the biggest fans of the local church. Now, the building's okay, but the pastor's another story. There's just something a little off about the guy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. And unfortunately, you probably will. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? What is your angle here? You're trying to get me to do something, ain't ya? My angle? I would never have an angle. She definitely has an angle. Okay, so my job means I spend a lot of time in the woods with a camera, and it's always better when someone else is there too. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. The dog does have a little plate. Actually, so Y says, or it said to hit Y. Oh. Maybe the gamepad. Sorry, my desk is a little bit of a mess right now. So it said to hit Y or triangle. There we go. Yeah, she had a little plate. She's cleaned the bacon off of it, but she does have a plate. He gave her a little plate of bacon. Is there nothing else coming for me? Gosh, if I'd known that plate of my baby. I cannot speak to save my life. Let me get a drink. But yes, it's adorable. She had a little plate. Is there nothing else coming for me? Gosh, if I'd known that plate of bacon would be my main and only course, I would have waited before digging in. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house, and she sends her condolences. Oh, you didn't have to do that. It looks great. No worries. Hope you enjoy it. Mystical. You pick up the biscuit. It is delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it is good. Divinity giving buttery form. You take a bite, and it melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Just, whoa. This is a really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. What kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. And yet she's weirded out by me talking to her dog. You should really check out her channel, Holo. It's amazing. Wait. I have not introduced myself. Oh, sorry. It's just most people in town know about you. I'm sorry. That must seem creepy. Oh, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. The Holler's a small place. Everybody knows everybody, and that includes extended family. That's a little unsettling. Knowing I've been talked about, but not knowing what's been said is weird. I'm sure it is, but at least you're here now. Yeah, and anything Pearl Ann has said about you won't hold up to meeting the real you. You can always make a good first impression and wipe the slate clean with the whole town. Oh God, what was she saying about me? Ah, jeez, look, I'm sorry I said anything. Hey, don't worry about it. Pearl Ann was a gossip and would do this sort of thing with everyone. Spreading weird little rumors about folks was her trademark. Anyways, this is Avery, not Stella. Anyways, weren't we in the middle of talking about Stella's illustrious YouTube career? I guess we were, weren't we? I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the, like, you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of the footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So, the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they were going on about something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've ever seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. It was a mountain lion. Oh, this is Gretchen. It's a mountain lion. I could smell the stink from miles away. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. So talk to animals. It's a mountain lion. You decide to take Gretchen's word for it. You can kind of make out his little kitty cat ears. No way. It is absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions this far east. Florida has pumas. There's Florida panthers. Come on now. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found Jack squat. And there's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not fans of water. And it's too short to be a mountain lion. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free and now will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight, and I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along? It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait! No spoilers! Whoops. Sorry, Avery. It's okay, I should probably get back to it instead of standing around and chatting with friends. See you all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after skunk ape. What the fuck is a skunk ape? It's like Bigfoot, but smellier. Most skunk ape Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck, playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky or that sort of thing? It's not like I've got anything else going on. Such enthusiasm. It'll be fun, I promise. This is something I used to do with my middle school buddies all the time, and there was never a dull moment. That's actually how this channel got started. Me and Kanika and Reese running around the woods flipping over rocks, bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gives me a thought. Since I've already invited another person along, it might be fun to extend the invitation to my old chums and see if we can't make it a little reunion special or something. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? It feels like it's been forever. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or... Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to come out if you want, or... Calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know, yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out looking for skunk ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring her. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Reese, there's always been something off about that boy. I never did like the smell of him. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. What's his deal? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, gosh, 10 years or so? But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious, you'll love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. I guess that'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome. I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika's much easier to track down since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We have a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's pull up this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. After all, it seems everyone in town has heard awful things about you from your now deceased aunt. So we're gonna leave a tip. You reach into your pockets and pull out a single crumpled dollar bill and a quarter, which is probably how much the biscuit cost. And as long as you don't get sick of peanut butter and jelly, your meals will be free while you're here. Share the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel a sense of foreboding. You feel an overwhelming sense of foreboding, which seems only natural considering where you are. Your instinct screams at you to leave, but at the same time, you're curious to see what the night has in store for you. You decide to go with the flow, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and not dwell too much on this strange feeling. White person in a horror movie. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. I'm sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We shouldn't talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. So, do you hunt things that aren't cryptids, like ghosts and whatnot? Ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck though, especially when it came to ghosts. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. but nothing ever happened. It was just me and my camera in an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When all said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, but I can't rule out the possibility that there are true hauntings out there. If there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves I kind of lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there were actually people out there who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. And as for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't want to consider the possibility they exist, because if they really are out there, geez, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. So let's just hope all of that's bunk, am I right? Anyways. Excalibur! Hello! Hello, Raiders! Hello, I am playing Scarlet Hollow, a mystery horror visual novel by Black Tabby Games. I am playing on hard mode, which means we are going to suffer. We're about an hour in and we haven't gotten to the suffering quite yet because it is a slow introduction. Visual novels usually are. But we are hitting the spooky. We are hunting a cryptid with a woman named Stella and her dog Gretchen. I am running the traits Talk to Animals, Mystic, and Street Smart. Anyways, my name is Holo Anarchy and welcome to the channel. So, has anything bad ever happened on these hikes? You know, just curious. Let me think. There was a time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff. But he was fine. We had some folks rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a couple of months to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also that time I was out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of Wombus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. And turns out the Wombus cats were actually skunks who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their little hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside, bored to tears. Lassie, she is not. As if. I made sure to give those nasty little skunks a piece of my mind, and that's what I did. And I kept Stella company, just as she would for me if I decided to hide in a hole for hours. It took about an hour to get loose, which is pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later, I was right as rain. It could have been a lot worse. Oh, and there was the time I accidentally stumbled onto old Duke's property and nearly got my head shot off. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. I'd barely count it. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. So we're gonna move on. Crack. Did you hear that? Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Oh, Duke, you rascal. The same to you, Stella. You're always jumping at nothing, girl. Phew, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie, just old Duke. Now, what the hell are you looking for way out here? Skunk ape. I'm sorry, I asked. And who's this you suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick, you aren't. Is that? Yep. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. It is so unsettling that everybody knows me. Now, both of y'all head on back to town. You hear? It's best you steer clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter, and I won't be too appreciative if a couple fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damn camera down. Aw, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best. Well, that you did, but I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listen to any of it the way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chunkabungas or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I have lost 3 this week, and I can't afford to lose many more than that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Huh, I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. And I ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's them damn mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course, you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. It couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were iffy. It's true. There are mountain lions out here, sure as sin. They pee on all the best trees. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-age Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some sort of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. They were calling me all kinds of names just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You leak those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of these woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a full face of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of these woods tonight. Mystical. As Duke's words leave his mouth, a sinking feeling starts to pull at your stomach, and you breathe. 2 seconds. You glimpse brief flashes of something terrible to come. Whatever it is, the four of you are bound to meet it, and it will change you forever. Mystical. I don't think this night ends well. How would you know? I go hunting in these woods all the time. Night, days, possum, bears, it don't make a difference. Even a mountain lion wouldn't stand a chance against the ingenuity of a man here. Unless it's not a mountain lion. Oh, don't you get started again. If your daddy could hear you now going on about ghouls and goblins using what he taught you to run around these woods like some kind of paranormal investigator. Do you want that to be his legacy, girl? And besides, you know my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty this week. We'll be gone days, and the chicken coop might as well have a big all-you-can-eat sign on it if I don't nip this in the bud tonight. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. And you know I have to put out a video by tomorrow evening. As Duke and Stella dig their feet in, the feeling from before gains form and clarity. Somebody here is going to die tonight. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. Let's just go, Stella. He's the one with the gun, after all. Okay, fine. You've won this time, Duke. That's right. Now y'all run along home and stay out of trouble. We're not gonna. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that'll let us get around him. You sure you don't want to, like, watch a movie instead? Wouldn't you rather go home and hang out, maybe watch a movie? I'm a lot less comfortable going out into the woods now that I know that we'll be sharing them with a guy who'll shoot anything that moves. While I understand your fears, Holo, this is an opportunity for a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. Seize it while you can. Traitor. Oh, you don't have to worry about old Duke. I've been tracking out with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. Even if we do cross paths with him, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. We can always do a movie night later, but right now my viewers come first. They demand cryptids, and I am duty-bound to give them what they so crave. There's no shaking you, is there? Just follow me until I relent and go monster hunting with you. I promise it'll be fun and safe. The trail's up this way. Let's go. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Ahem. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Holo, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive, yet pungent, skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all over the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back in once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching. Stellars. And keep digging, Gretches. I can take the camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all of this gorgeous scenery. Duke may be gone, but that feeling in your gut still lingers. Something terrible awaits you. Something unavoidable. Though what exactly is wrong in these woods still eludes you. There's something wrong here. Feels oppressive, dark. You don't happen to mean stinky, do you? Do you think you're smelling the skunk ape? Metaphorically oppressive and dark. Dang, I thought we might have stumbled across its trail. Oh well, I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. My gut usually warns me if I'm going to run into trouble, and I feel a-okay. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. What was that? No need to panic. That's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd about big scary predators like us. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Pain, rot, decay. A deer, let me at him. How dare he fringe upon my dear Stella's personal space? Let me at him. And then it's gone. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. Oh my, it seems I was consumed by a blind rage. How very unladylike. What must you think of me? She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato, and they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? I think that deer was threatening us. Did the deer actually speak, or was that animal whisper? I think that was my animal whisper because the bug spoke earlier, and Tabitha didn't make mention of it. Stella hasn't made mention of it either, so that's a message that's just for me. Or warning us. I think it was just sick. That thing on its face, I bet it was an abscess or maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger, poor thing. But there's not much we can do about it. Well, I got my heart rate up. I'm ready for the hunt. Same for me. How about we take a quick snack break to fuel up, and then we get right into the night's activities. I've got all the best trail snacks. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. We're gonna take the trail mix because I like M&Ms. You grab the trail mix. Classic choice, never fails to satisfy. I like to mix my own to make sure it has the best stuff, and I use dried cherries instead of raisins. Maybe it's a bit of a controversial pick, but even as someone who's passionate about dried fruit, I simply cannot abide raisins. I can't say I have a horse in this race. It's all good. Dried fruit is dried fruit. It's delicious, but I can't say I prefer one over the other. That's a good way to experience the world, friend. Just enjoy what life has to offer, free from judgment. Nice. Dried cherries are better, though. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. So tell me what it's like in Dalton City. Do you have a house? An apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Hollow. I live in a dingy studio apartment. It's a mixed bag. First it was kind of nice to have a space that was just mine, but now it feels cramped. It's like I'm stuck in a closet alone and no one can come let me out because I chose this for myself, and as far as they know, I'm happy being there. Lights flicker, the toilet's constantly getting backed up because the landlady upstairs keeps flushing her cat's litter. It's smells like cigarettes for some reason, and it's home to an extremely durable population of roaches. But I guess it's home. I do what I can to spruce up the place. I got a plant. You know how they say living things are supposed to brighten up a room. When you put it like that, I wonder if staying in that old mansion's a step up or a step down for you. Maybe just a step sideways. Have you tried looking for a different place, or maybe finding a roommate? There's gotta be a better apartment than that in a big city like Dotton City. I've been saving up for something better. Yeah? So what do you do for a living? I'm a streamer. Oh, no way, a fellow content creator. That's awesome. I knew we had a lot in common, hello. What sort of streams do you do? I do 2 of these. I don't do very many art streams, I mostly play video games. That's cool. I'll have to check out your channel sometime this week. How do you like it? I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love doing this. This is fun. Most people I meet tend to raise their eyebrows when I tell them what I do, but I love it. It might not be much, but it makes me feel like I get to control my own destiny. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up what I do for anything. A crisp breeze passes over you. You can't help but shake the feeling that you're being watched. Whatever's watching you has been doing so for a long, long time. You scan the tree line, but whatever might be out there now is nowhere to be seen. I think we're being watched. It might be Skunk Ape. Do your best to pretend it isn't watching us. We don't want to scare it off. What about you? What's your living situation? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside of town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. I gather your parents aren't exactly around anymore? Yeah, you got it. They died a few years back. But it's okay. I've done my mourning. Life goes on, and we still get to live in our beautiful family home, just me and Gretchen. Could be a lot worse. I'm sorry for your loss. I can relate. So, my mom died pretty recently. It's alright if you need to talk about things. Aw, thanks, Holo. That's really sweet of you. How are you holding up? I'd rather not talk about it. Oh, I don't feel much about it. I hit the wrong one. It's a long time coming, so I made my peace with it. I get that, but even so, I'm so sorry. We're both too young to have to deal with this shit. The fuck was that? Whoa. My stars, what was that? That sound wasn't meant for human ears. Whatever lurks behind the tree line is something best left unseen. But the events of this evening were already set in motion long before you stepped foot in Scarlet Hollow. There's no turning back now. Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. There's something terrible out there, Stella. Whatever it is, it's close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me and let's check this out. I am being ignored? You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. Do stay close, Holo. I wouldn't want any harm to befall you. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Pain! It's all pain. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. Oh, that poor chicken. Taken away by baby hands. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be 3 feet tall? It doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out Skunk Ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's heading north. Let's go after it. What have you gotten me into? Just the best part of cryptid hunting. But let's talk about it later. If we're catching these things, we gotta go now. Stella sprints into the woods in pursuit, leaving you no choice but to run after her, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Oh no, she tripped. Stella, my darling companion, are you alright? Oof. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I just tripped on something weird. Oh no, that poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. Oh, Jesus, it's still alive. We're gonna investigate the chicken. You move towards Stella to get a closer look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. I would never. Something about this bird don't smell right. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest and she squirms against her harness. So we're gonna examine the head first. Why am I alive? Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. So the wing. Looks like this is what Stella slipped on. The wing is barely attached, but that seems to be the least of this chicken's concerns. And the growth. Gross. Good God. At first you thought this might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, and the growth is pulsing beneath. Whatever it might be, you know better than to investigate this lump any closer. You've seen horror movies. You back away from the chicken, your curiosity eclipsed by your instinct for self-preservation. Having investigated to your heart's content, you turn away to give Stella room to film. It seems we found one of Duke's chicken's folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. It could be a tumor. It could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Oh geez, I'm gonna have to put up some massive content warnings for this video. Do you hear that? There's something there, all around us. I can smell it. There's so many of them. What in Sam Hill are you two doing out here? Didn't I tell you to... Birdie? Oh, Birdie, what's wrong, darling? Good God. Did y'all see what did this to her? No, I'm pretty sure we can hear them, though. Oh, don't tell me you're all caught up in Stella's nonsense. Duke, I'm so sorry. We were on the trail when we found her like this. Put that camera away, for God's sakes, girl. I don't want to be in another one of your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put her online, would you? Not when she's like this, all swollen and hurting. Duke, did you hear what Hollow said? I think they're coming closer. You stay away from us, Stella, you mongrels. Come out, you sons of bitches! Duke, don't shoot them. We have no idea what'll happen. You hear that, Stella? That ain't the sound of something peace-like. Whatever these things are, they'll pay for what they did to my girls. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. I can feel that white-hot rage from earlier start to wash back over me. I'm going after them. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Quick, they're closing in on us! Flashlight or Gretchen? Flashlight or Gretchen? This is hard mode, so no matter what I do, I'm probably going to fuck this up. God, the audio. We're gonna try Gretchen. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wiggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. God damn it! Oof. You hear a body hit the ground and then quiet as the chaos fades as the sound of nature creeps back in. Gretchen, Hollow, Duke, are you alright? Woe is me, a postmodern Cassandra. I warned you two. Something terrible was going to happen. I guess you did. What happened? Did I lose myself again? I apologize for being so easily shaken up. I'll do better. Gretchen, here, I'll take her. My poor little pup. Thanks for watching out for her. Duke, are you okay? Content warnings. Oh my god, Duke, oh, holy shit, what do we do now? What the hell are we supposed to do? Duke? Duke had a hunting accident? By himself. What happened to Duke? Is something wrong with him? Why won't he get up? Are you serious? We have footage of exactly what happened here. Sure, it's a little dark and shaky, but you can kind of make out the thing that came out of the woods. We can take it to the police. Duke's family deserves closure. Other people deserve to know what's out here. They're never going to believe that footage. It's going to be a lot harder for them to believe what really happened than to decide the stranger from the big city came into town and shot someone. It'd be too easy for them to pin this on me. You're right. This whole thing is hard to believe. We need more footage. Come on, let's go after them before we lose our chance. Are you nuts? A man is dead. Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to town and regroup. As you and Stella quickly make your way back through the woods, the unearthly whispers of creatures unknown once again surround you. We're gonna keep moving. You say nothing, continuing forward with grim determination. We're almost there. As you and Stella reach the main road, the whispers fade back into the sounds of nature. It sounds like they've stopped following us. And that horrid stench is certainly gone. Are you sure we shouldn't call the cops? I'm goddamn sure. They're only going to make things worse. Okay, but we've got to take this to someone. My friend's mom knows about all sorts of supernatural stuff, and she's usually up at this hour. Let's head over to her place. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Now that you're back on the main road, you must finally be getting reception again. 6 missed calls from Tabitha. And 13 text messages. We're gonna text her that we're okay. You text Tabitha back and let her know that you're okay. Your message sits unread. Tabitha seems so worried. It's pretty late, isn't it? I'm just gonna follow. You silently follow Stella back to town. I'm probably gonna get lost by myself. I know me. I hope she's still awake. There's something foul creeping up behind us. Oh, delightful. Hello. Jesus. You and Stella turn to see a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Welcome home. You're finally back where you belong. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure's already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm so sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hi, Miss Forsyth. This is Hollow. Is it okay if we come in? You and Miss Forsyth briefly lock eyes. She's impenetrable and you feel small, almost naked in her presence. There's something about her that's far beyond you, but you feel no threat, no malice. And then the moment passes and you only see the woman before you. Of course. You're in luck. I just put in water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now after all. Welcome to my little nook. This place always has the loveliest aromas. It's nice to finally meet you, Hollow. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler. And now poor Pearl Ann is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. I'm gonna skip all this. Actually, who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. I think I do, actually. I think I need to be very worried about Wayne. So, I never met Pearl-Ann. You don't have to pass on your condolences to me. I have no feelings about her. That's fair, child, but it seemed like the right thing to do. Regardless, I'm sorry about your mother. We were good friends for many years, you know. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. So, we need your help. Ah, yes. I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seemed troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? I'm not so sure I followed here. I know which oils to use for which aches, and I know a bit about classical spiritualism. Just what sort of unexplainable things are you talking about? Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh, my lord! Have you contacted the police? No. It just didn't seem believable. That's why we came here first. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. I can't say I know much about the local wildlife. My daughter has always had a brighter gift for nature than I. This wasn't local wildlife, Miss Forsyth. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out her camera and turns the screen towards Sybil. Where was this? Up the mountain to the northwest. Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder if you can? I'd need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. Kanika? Are we seeing Kanika? You better come with me, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella and Gretchen, who's a good potato. Kanika? Is it me? Am I the good potato? I certainly hope I am. And stranger, what are you doing in my house? I was helping Stella with a video and something terrible happened. Tabitha's cousin. Yep. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess, I'll just bring it out there. Heads up, Kanika, this is graphic. Duke got killed out in the woods tonight, and it's on the recording. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? We can watch this without you. You know I have a harder stomach than any of our friends. I'm pressing play. Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella? What the hell is this? This is far beyond my ability to contribute. I'll leave the thinking to you humans. I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Holo and I had no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? Did you get hurt? I'm fine. Really, I'm okay. I'm not gonna put into this. I'm several shades of fucked up already. Poor Duke. Poor Beau. Has anyone told him yet? Right now, we're just trying to pull ourselves together. I'll call him later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss. What happened in the woods? We weren't supposed to see any of that. You're not wrong. These things, my grandmother called them ditchlings. They are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Mom, come on, whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Holo with this taliqua crap. A man just died. Have some respect. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. This is still Sybil, not Stella. The creatures themselves are harmless to people despite that grisly scene in the woods. How can you say that? Duke is dead. An unfortunate accident and nothing more. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see one is to be cursed by fate. Jesus, Mom, they've clearly had a rough night. They don't need this. It's okay, Kanika. This is helpful. Stella, whatever these things are, they aren't magic. We can't rule that out. Not after what we saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw the chicken in our video. What was that growth? Talk to animals and mystical. Sybil's right about these things. They're clearly warning us. I could clearly hear them telling us that this place is cursed and to get out while we still can. Spooky stuff. Oh, wait, are you serious? I couldn't make out anything. It was just all garbled whispering to me. How interesting. Are you sure you're not just subconsciously rewriting your memories to match my mom's theories? Even if we were to assume, for a moment, that you and my mom are right, I'd still want to know what they're doing in the woods. Maybe what we're seeing here is some sort of parasitic larval stage, part of their life cycle. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions about something this out there, not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that'll clear all this up. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I put on. Let me fix you a couple of cups. It'll soothe your nerves. I don't know. It's getting late and I should let Holla get some rest. I ran a ragged today, what with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. So, let this miserable night finally end. I'm tired as shit. Or, I just want to go home. I think I just want to go home. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't eager to get home and start doing research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has any information on ditchlings, is that what you called them? That's right. You go on home now and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, Holo. It's excellent, iced or warm. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. It helps to wake up the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. What an unfortunately short visit. Alrighty, let's head back home. My home, I mean. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. Yeah, I'm terrified of being alone right now. I don't want to have to walk all the way back up to the fucking mansion. Yeah, no kidding. I can't say I was looking forward to it myself. It doesn't take long for Stella to fix up the guest room for you. While it's certainly smaller than its counterpart at the estate, it's far better cared for. It's so exciting to have a guest. I can't remember the last time we had company. Make yourself at home. You didn't have to do all this. You don't have to worry about that. I'm glad the guest room is finally getting some use. So, who was that guy outside Sybil's? Felt like I could barely breathe until he left. Wayne? I haven't really gotten to know the guy. Think he works in the mine? Might be worth looking into him. I should probably try calling Tabitha. Right, she'd probably like to know you're not dead. Get some rest, Hollow. I'll see you in the morning. I'm on the verge of passing out myself. What an exciting and terrible day. You pull out your phone and call your cousin. It rings for a moment before she picks up. Where the hell have you been? So, look, I got suckered into something. It was weird. Stella girl had me come with her on this night hike to find cryptids. Ah, so you met Stella then. Ugh, that explains everything, and she's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll collect you tomorrow. From the comfort of Stella's guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in the moments, for now, you're safe, and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters, and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a relaxing week in the mountains with a new friend. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. From behind closed doors, you can faintly hear the sound of quiet sobs. And with that, yeah, Tabitha does care. She's just prickly, like Stella said. So, as mean as she comes across, she does care about us. I did a previous run where it was basically the exclude Tabitha run until the very end. She cares about us so much, you guys. So this was the end of chapter 1. We're gonna go straight into chapter 2 after this cutscene, please. And chapter 2 is fun because it involves more people. That's a nice blood stain on the carpet there, isn't it? And look at those eyes in the darkness. Pumpkins. Love pumpkins. Hello, mineshaft. A door opening by itself is never good. Is that Wayne? I have watched this cutscene like 5 times and I've never saw that before. Ooh, look at them claw marks. Many, many locks on a claw-marked door. Delightful. And the locks are all on the outside. Yay, chapter 1. This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. Linguini Ratatouille. No. Finish episode 1 in hardcore mode. So we're gonna go ahead and save. Those are different plays. Return. I already did. Would you like to see a recap of episode 1 before you start episode 2? I do that when I do this for YouTube, but here we're just gonna continue on. Oh, it's a little Gretchen statue! I didn't notice that before. You open your eyes. The sun has risen, the birds are singing. You're still alive, and for now, you're safe. Your gaze wanders across the unfamiliar room to the windows and the woods just beyond, and you wonder if the monsters are lurking just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the comfort of your new friend's family home. You can't help but remember Duke slumped against a tree, pieces of him scattered across the clearing. Ugh. A knock at the front door. Your morbid thoughts are interrupted by a distinctly unhappy voice filtering through the house and past the closed door of your bedroom. Where the hell is Holo? Oh, hey, Tabby, there's a fresh pot of coffee on the table if you want to come in. No, I'm just here to check on my cousin. Let's make this quick. I have a lot on my plate today. You're barely decent. It might be mildly scandalous if people saw you like this. Yeah, I mean, you can't see the bottom of my PNG tuber, but, it's just an oversized sweater. There's no pants. There's no trousers. There's underwear, but there's no actual pants. So, finish getting dressed. You calmly collect yourself while Tabitha fumes outside your door. She's already pissed at me. I don't need to show up half naked. Are you sure you don't want to visit for a bit? You don't have to run around being the big boss this week of all weeks. You should let yourself... I'm fine. Thanks. Hello, I know you're here. Where the hell are you hiding? Walk out to greet them. Now sufficiently prepared to greet the other civilized humans, you open the door and join them in the living room. Gretchen excitedly looks at you and wiggles her tail. I simply must say, what a joy it is to see you are finally up. I do hope you're well rested, and I hope you don't mind our most unfortunate guest. Morning. How's you sleep? What exactly did the two of you get up to last night? Oh, we went up to the woods to film a video. Never mind, I don't actually want to know. What I do want to know is why on earth you decided to blow me off to spend the night with a stranger. Hey, don't be so hard on Holo. I asked her to crash here. And last night was a lot, Tabby. There's something horrible out in those woods, and I don't think anyone in this room wanted Holo walking up that mountain alone last night. Stella, would you mind giving me a moment alone with my cousin? And while you're at it, please stop calling me Tabby. We're not in high school anymore. Yeah, alright. You're not going to let her treat my dear Stella like that, are you, Holo? I mean... Isn't this Stella's house? Why are you bossing her around? Come on, Tabby. No berating guests in the Richmond household. Whatever. I don't really care if you're here for this. You've been in town for less than a day, and my stress is already through the roof. I mean, I get it. Stella got you all worked up and you were too scared to walk home. Sure, whatever, that checks out. But I don't care if those woods are chock full of ghouls and ghosties. You had me worried sick. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers. I mean, you can't run off as soon as I get here and then hold me to a different standard. There's a difference between my duties and your impulses, Holo. Don't do anything reckless while I'm at work. I'm gonna. I'll see you back at the estate tonight. Wait, Tabby, let me know if you're free sometime, okay? Tabitha's eyes. You are relentless. But we'll see. Don't get your hopes up. Hey, you good? Sorry about Tabby. She totally blindsided me. You shouldn't let her treat you like that. So when she's off work, it's free game? I don't know if it's entirely free game, but she does work at the mine, so that's a lot of time that she's busy with. She's like the head honcho over there. Thanks. It's, complicated, you know? She's got enough on her plate right now as it is. It's no big deal. How are you holding up, though? That was rough. I don't regret anything, but you're right, that sucked. It's not like I didn't let her know where I was. Last night was a lot. I don't think anyone can blame you for crashing here. Tabby just doesn't get what we went through, and who would, honestly? For the record, I'm happy you stayed too. Anyways, sorry for that rude awakening. I'd been up for a little while, but I was hoping to let you get a little extra sleep. You're up now, and we've got a full day ahead of us if we're going to get to the bottom of this. A full day ahead of us? That sounds like it's walking time to me. How are you so chipper? You should not be okay right now. I guess I'm just pretty good at compartmentalizing things. What happened out in the woods was horrific, but right now we have something important to focus on. I'll have time to process what happened to Duke when we get to the bottom of things. I don't think you will. You shouldn't bury your feelings. What happened to Duke last night would mess with anyone. I get that, but I'm fine, really. At least for now. I can process this on my own time. Alright, what's the game plan? Don't call me boss. We're partners in this. But first things first, I was hoping to swing by the library. Kanika's got a head start on us. It looks like she's already there. Oh, that reminds me. Let me set up a group chat. What's your number? You and Stella exchange numbers. A text message from you, or from Stella to you and Kanika. It reads, group chat. Hopefully we can find out more about ditchlings from some of the older library books there. I've also got a couple threads cooking on my cryptid forums, but who knows if that'll pan out. Anyway, daylight's burning, so let's roll as soon as you're finished getting dressed. I hope you get some good sleep, Mr. Fish with a top hat. I know streaming on a Monday is usually bad. It's, oh, thank you. I will try to have a good rest of my stream. I hope you get some good rest and sweet dreams. Can I eat first? And don't worry about it. I've packed all sorts of snacks for the day, and Oscar totally won't mind if we eat at the library. Alright, I guess I'm getting fully dressed. Oh, look at that. Avery and Sybil are out. The walk to town was short. Stella's house is barely a stone's throw from what remains of Scarlet Hollow's once bustling main street. You shudder as you stare down the thoroughfare, both from the chill in the morning air and the all-too-present memories of everything you witnessed last night. You see that building labeled Town Hall? That's actually the library. Well, it's also the Town Hall, but that's just a small upstairs office nowadays. I guess this town's not what it used to be. That and our mayor's really into going on walks. I think there's actually going to be a meet and greet later this week. Could be just the pick-me-up that we need, what with everything that's been going on. Stella may be fond of him, but I certainly didn't vote for that beast. Gretchen doesn't seem to care for him. Alright, I know you've joked about it a couple times now, but I'm actually starting to believe you can understand her. Gretchen absolutely can't stand Mayor Jimmy. Oh, hey! Morning, Stella, and same to you, Holo. Speak of the devil, we were just talking about you. Coming from Stella's, huh? You'll have a slumber party? Oh, look at her blush. Sorry, y'all, but I'm actually in a bit of a rush this morning. I can't stop to chat. It'll take me a bit to set up, so if you want to catch up with folks or grab something at the diner, you can meet me at the library when you're done. Oh, sure. See you in a bit, Stella. Cool, I'll see you soon. Whoa, she always has time to chat. Is she feeling okay? Oh, Stella and Holo just got up to a bit of trouble last night, that's all. You can't just drop something like that and leave me hanging. What happened, Holo? Lie? We're lying. Duke had a hunting accident. We bumped into Duke a couple times while we were out there, and he had a hunting accident. Whoa, what? Is he okay? Nah, no, nope. No. I'm afraid Duke is no longer with us, Avery. Holy crap, I can't believe this is the first time I've heard of it. Has anyone told Bo? Yes, he's taking it as well as you can imagine. I'll be going up to check on him today. The poor lad. I can't believe you had to see that, Holo. Yeah, me neither. Me fucking neither. Tell you what, I'm on break for the next half hour, so how about you swing by the diner? Winnie can fix you some of Sybil's new blend and try to calm your nerves. It's chaga and lemon balm. It always helped me on the bad days. If you need to talk about what happened, I'm all ears. And anyway, it's up to you. See you, Holo. See you, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. I see you're a private person. I can respect that. You never know how someone might respond to hearing the truth of what you encountered last night. I'd better get back to it myself. Hi, Zimmermandio. This compares to Slay the Princess in much the fact that it is a horror visual novel. And yes, it did come from the same dev team, Black Tabby Games, which I believe is Abby and Todd. No, not Todd. Oh, God. Abby Howard, and I forget his name. I am so sorry. I'm glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you were holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by if I can be of any help. Oh, what aren't you telling us? You're awfully relaxed giving everything you told us last night. Don't mistake my calm demeanor for complacency. We all have our parts to play in this. I've shared what I know about the ditchlings, and I trust that you and Stella have what it takes to get to the bottom of things. I'm so sorry to cut our conversation short, but I've got things that need tending to. Stay safe, Hollow, and God bless. Stella said you had some time to kill before she finished setting up. Yeah, we're gonna go to the library. But this compares in the same way because your choices matter. Slay the Princess doesn't really have a hard mode. This one does. So if you don't make the right choices, you will absolutely suffer. So far, I've only been through the first chapter. This is chapter 2 that we're in. And the suffering hasn't quite started yet. I'm a little shaken up, but we're not into full masochism. You enter the former town hall. What once must have been a stately foyer must have been has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Oh hey, you made it! I'm gonna settle in with Stella and Kanika. I'm glad you found the place. Hey, Hollow, you look tired. My goodness, whatever happened to common decency? You can't go around telling someone they look unwell. You look marvelous, Hollow. Gretchen is the sweetest little dog. I am running 3 traits. Mystical, talk to animals, which is why I can understand what she says. And street smart, which means that I can lie to people and they can't really lie to me. Also, I can pick locks because I'm a delinquent. So, I've never done a Scooby-Doo before. Some creepy old guy with a real estate scheme and bad costume is at least a little more believable than monsters and curses. I love that she's got a QB on her laptop. Wouldn't that be a relief? And if Hollow's antics are anything to go by, we've already got our talking dog. I do so wish you could understand me, Stella. Anyways, I guess we should get started. Hey, there's strangers. And literal stranger. Sup? I'm Hollow, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral. Oh, I should have known you were Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance is strong. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, Chief Librarian, and only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. I don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple shelves of boring books donated by old people. Y'all are too kind. But speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs out with. I don't. And they're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just setting up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll make sure to keep my eyes peeled. What's the old Maxwell place? It's this great old abandoned spot. We used to hang out there when we were teens. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese, so it's like my place. That's like the Scarlet estate. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I don't like the thought of teens getting up to mischief with all the ditchlings in the woods. Ditchlings? That's actually why we came in today. Have you ever heard of them? They're cryptids, seeing one supposed to mean a disaster's around the corner. Doesn't ring a bell. Dang, worth a shot. Okay, if you were to say trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something? I don't know yet. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go nab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen. Aw, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old girl. Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs? Gretchen inhales a soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in the woods. If I were you, I would keep my loved ones close in the coming days. I have to be the mystical weirdo. Look at her, so suspicious of me. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure she's fine, really. I love how his phone cover is like, you know those old borrow cards that you see in the back of like really, really old library books? Don't mind Holo, she's been hanging out with Stella too much. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble, and we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Thanks, Kanika. And Tolo, if you see a 13-year-old girl with black braid and glasses, would you let her know her dad is worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Got him. Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. All right. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. We got our snacks, we got our source documents. Let's get this research party started. Reading awaits. Reading is for suckers. So considering that we're looking for disasters, let's go ahead and start with the coal mines. Did I grab the right one? Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as captain in the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his two eldest sons to the bloodiest wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part to the growth of the railroad industry, and managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with some expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet estate that was, until 1895, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the death of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. The casualties included Andrew Jackson's son, Theodore, his brother Enoch V. Scarlet, who'd taken over for their aging father during the bustle of the war, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. Silas Scarlet. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of 12 siblings. He grew up in North Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, partly due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. Delightful. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10, Silas, his wife Mary Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. You're finished with this one. So, Appalachian folk monsters. A few entries catch your eye. Stella did mention the Wampus Cat yesterday. Often linked to Cherokee legend, some cite the Wampus Cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down, and by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of their region from its evil. Others say the creature comes from the history of a woman who wore the pelt of a wildcat to witness forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, while she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone and feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness and serve as a warning to anyone who dares go against tradition. Kanika mentioned Talipo. There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods all alone with its hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both of their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick, and ran back through its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. "Guess this'll have to do," he said to his dog, and threw the tail into a pot to cook a soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into bed, satisfied with his dog curled up at his feet. He woke up to the sound of long nails scrabbling across wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers where he'd been, and in the gloom he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. "I want my Talipo," a high, hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. "Go away," he screamed at the thing. But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood accompanying its movements. "I want my Talipo," the creature growled again. "I'll get my dog after you," the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. There was no dog to be seen. "I want my Talipo." Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched out towards the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney, standing alone in the woods. So last one is Tommyknockers. Enigmatic cave-dwelling creatures primarily known for causing mischief. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to the supports of the mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They're traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. You're done here. You close the book and put it back. I'm all done. Let's check in. Alright, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. It looks like our state has a history of those. What about y'all? Find anything? Kitty! Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Stella quickly slams her book shut. Aw, hey Pixel. You might want to close your book, Hollow. He loves to rip up any paper he can find. Pixel, my dear friend, it's been too long. How have you been? Hungry. Did Stella bring the good stuff? Don't worry, little guy, I didn't forget your treats. Oh yeah, snack time. Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. Hey Pixel, what do you think of the monsters we saw in the woods? love doing the weird run because it just makes Kanika look at me like, what the fuck? I'm an indoor cat. I know nothing about no woods. I just hang out in the library, especially now that our house got haunted. Pixel says your house is haunted. What's up with that? How did you know? Holo's either psychic or she can talk to animals. It's a long story. No comment. We've been living in the library for a little bit. It's been great. Way more snacks. Way more scritches. Except sometimes there's too much scritches. Hold up. What kind of haunting are we talking about here? Unexplained noises? Objects appearing in strange and unfamiliar places? Oh, Oscar, don't get our hopes up like that. Nothing like that, sorry. The floor in my bedroom just keeps seeping blood, and I've seen a strange figure in the hallway a couple times. Wait, you've seen a full body apparition? Can I see it? Stella, it's probably just a dirty pipe or something. But what if it's a ghost? I believe him. I can practically feel the haunting as we speak. Well, we do live in the annex behind the building. Y'all are more than welcome to come check it out, maybe tomorrow night. Gretchen's just looking at me like, what have you done? Yes, we'll be there. And that sounds like a fun way to spend an evening. Can't wait to get spooked by some creaky pipes. So why do you let a paper shredder freely wander a library? Why don't you mind your own business? Have you seen this little guy's face? How could I say no to that? He decided to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. Alright, I guess I'd better get back to shelving. Let me know if you'll need anything. So, what were you saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about that Goldsboro thing, right? Yeah, apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up midair and dropped a couple bombs. Fascinating bit of history there. The first two of the bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree, and thankfully it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch which failed to trigger on the descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Right, its conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. I'm sorry, did you say they buried it? Do y'all need something dug up? Because if so, I'm your gal. I don't think disarming nuclear bombs is part of our skill set. Absolutely not. Also, Goldsboro is almost 400 miles from here. We're good. I'm just saying, I never know with radiation. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you. It doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away from here and kill us. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants waiting for it to blow up. I've missed this. So... Veins of Scarlet. Coal mines. Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevasse. So what happened after the mine collapsed? The book just kind of glosses over that. There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole lot written about the past century here. Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow Mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. No offense or anything, I'm sure Tabby runs the mine better than Charles Shaw ever did. Still hasn't let the union in, though. There's a reason she and I don't talk. You guys seem to have a bone to pick with Charles Shaw. That's what happens when someone directly causes a monumental disaster, especially in a small town like this. People tend to spit when they hear your name. He got run out of town on a rail, you know. And that's not a figure of speech. Back then, they actually tie you to a rail and ran you out of town. There's a big mural of it over on the far wall. He got off easy, if you ask me. So... Maybe they're here to foretell another collapse. Yeesh, that's morbid. Besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way you could get away with that kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters. This is a lot of talking, so I'm gonna take a drink. Y'all don't actually think the mine is about to collapse, right? No, I don't think so. Had me worried for a second. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then, and still, what a horrible thought. You never know. I think Wayne factors in any of this. Oh, look at you perking up, Kanika. That creep who keeps coming around my mom's tea room? He stuck up on us last night and called out Holo by name. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with him. Maybe he's sick. Maybe that has something to do with what you saw in the woods. I don't know. I'd buy it. We should check out the mines. Between Wayne and the old collapse, it seems like the smartest place to start. Good idea. There's an awful lot of mines-related stuff in my notes. We can poke around and find out if anyone's seen anything weird. Just to clarify, you two are suggesting we go to question some of the miners, right? We are not poking around and unprepared in the actual mines, right? Right? Yeah, totally, 100%. I would never. We don't even have a good reason to go down there. Good. Let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines. I promise, Meeks. We're just going to question some of the miners. And if that questioning gives us good reason to poke around, say a cool abandoned coal mine, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going underground. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface. And hopefully we can find out what happened to Wayne while we're at it. So... maybe Tabitha can help us out. No, I don't think she'd be super jazzed to see any of us snooping around the mines. I can't imagine what she'd do if we actually bothered her while she's trying to run the place. She does get a little grumpy while she's at work. She gets grumpier at work. I'm pretty sure snark is that girl's baseline level of existence. Chatting over dinner might be a better way to get to know her. If you're okay eating boxed mac and cheese. We can sneak around the mines, no problem. I'll make sure to keep my eyes peeled for her. She won't even know we were there. Look at us going on a caper together. I missed this. I missed it too. I mean, sure, it's not under the best circumstances, but I've been so wrapped up in running the store, I didn't realize how much I missed being able to hang out with you. Though there is something missing. Reese. I really miss that dude. I can't believe how long it's been since we've seen each other. Have you seen him lately? No, I tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. I didn't realize it was getting so bad. That poor guy. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Holo. Maybe we'll get him to finally leave his little cave. Hell yeah, let's do it. Alright, let's roll out. See ya, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Thanks, guys. I'll keep y'all posted. Alright, while we're in a transition, I am going to set a little bit of an intermission, and I will be right back. everybody, I am back. I needed the stretch, and I also needed to turn my heat on. It is getting cold in here. So Reese's home stands at the edge of the forest wall, an isolated buffer cushioning the rest of the town from an unending wilderness. Reese, it's Stella. I brought some buddies too. Shh, not so loud. He's still sleeping. Can I help you with something? The woman in the doorway stares directly into your eyes. You can practically feel her simmering irritation washing over you. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out? Nothing strenuous, we promise. I'm not going to wake him up. If he's sleeping, he probably needs it. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now. Oh no, poor Reese. It's just been so long since either of us have gotten the chance to hang out with him. I'm sure he and Holo would get along super well too. We're just going for a light walk, and I've heard such great things about your son. I'm only in town for a few more days. It'd be a shame if I didn't get the chance to meet him. Dr. Kelly looks you up and down and sighs. All right, you win. He's usually feeling his best around mid-afternoon. Why don't you come over tomorrow? We can have some supper and y'all can hang out for a bit. I don't promise he'll be perky, but I'm sure it'll brighten his spirits to see you two again. I'm sure he'll be happy to meet you two, Holo. That'd be great. I can bring a side dish. Maybe deviled eggs? Does he still eat those? No, eggs are a little much for him. They don't settle well. You can leave the cooking to me. I know what he can handle. Okay, I'll bring soda then. That's not... Yes, fine, you can bring soda. Nothing with caffeine. Ginger ale, preferably. Oh, and leave the dog at home. She might cheer him up. You know they have those therapy dogs in hospital. No. Dogs. Why, I never. The absolute gall. Thanks so much, Dr. Kelly. We'll stop bothering you now. See you later. Dr. Kelly nods in acknowledgement and quickly shuts the door. The sound of several locks clicking into place can be heard from within. God, that woman makes me so nervous. I remember she used to be so nice and carefree when we were kids. She always had the best stickers when we had to get our shots. Maybe she's just stressed about Reese. Or maybe she's just nice to kids. Either way, it's just the three of us. You gonna drive? Yeah, sorry, I don't like the thought of going up there without the van. Cool, I'll take my shortcut then. It shouldn't take long for me to get there. You're welcome to tag along, Holo. Don't worry, I won't be offended if you'd rather ride with Kanika. I'm sure you're probably sick of the woods. Either way works for me. Why not just drive up with Kanika? Aren't the mines a bit of a ways off? Don't worry about it, Holo. There's a lot of junk in the back of my van. It gets a little tight with more than 2 people. Alright, I guess I'm going with Kanika because, woods. I don't want to see the ditchlings again. I'll ride with Kanika. I'll see you at the mines. Kanika is a careful driver, but her old van still bumps on the mountain roads. Sorry about that little diversion, but I'm glad it means we have solid plans with Reese. It's hard to get him to come out, and I don't think the isolation's good for his health, no matter what his mom says. You were pretty quick to cut in when I asked Stella about her thing with cars. Yeah, I guess I was. That's how her parents died. Car crash. She was in the car too, just some cuts and bruises. But she doesn't like cars and tries her best to stay away from them. I don't think she's ever actually going to leave this town. Holy shit, poor Stella. Yeah, just wasn't fair. She's such a sweetheart and so are her folks. It breaks my heart. So what's actually going on with Reese? Good question. I wish I knew. His mom's been saying he's sick for years, and it's not like she's wrong about it. He's been wrecked a few times I've seen him. That's rough. Yup. You have any other theories besides what we talked about at the library? I don't know. I don't think there's enough information yet to support any strong conclusions. Though I've been wondering if what you two saw was maybe some sort of mutated animal, like a strain of hairless monkeys or raccoons or something. You know about Morgan Island? It's off the coast of South Carolina, and there's a whole population of rhesus monkeys infected with herpes, like 4,000 of them. Maybe the ditchlings are some kind of alopecia research monkeys. Which sounds ridiculous now that I've said it out loud. Forget I said anything. So just say nothing, I guess. You and Kanika sit in uncomfortable silence for the last few minutes of the ride. Oh. I didn't think I had a bottle over there, but it just popped. You and Kanika arrive at the mines before Stella. Stella's probably going to be another couple of minutes. Hey y'all, how was the ride? Oof, I'm gonna put Gretchen down for a sec. It's so good to see both of y'all again. Did you run here? Yep, I felt like getting a run in. I didn't want to keep y'all waiting. My poor Stella was scared out of her mind. You would have thought the very hounds of hell were at her heels. All that running rattled my bones something awful. You didn't run into any of those creatures, did you? Nope. That makes sense. They're probably nocturnal. I don't know if I should feel relieved or disappointed. But we're all here. What's the plan? I guess we just go talk to people. I guess so. I should probably be on lookout duty. I'm a bit of a persona non grata in the mines. Tabitha? Yeah, I might have tried sneaking in to talk to her a time or two too many. And Gretchen makes it extra hard to be sneaky. What can I say? I thrive in the limelight. We're probably less likely to get caught if only one of us is snooping around down there. If Stella's on lookout duty, only one of us is going. What's the third person doing? You know those cheesy rom-coms where someone wears an earpiece on the first date? Oh, whoa, do you have some kind of surveillance rig in the back of your van that I didn't know about? What? No. I have a pair of earbuds with a really good mic. We can just do a group call. I call dibs. I love to do a good sneak. You're gonna do great. She blushed. Here's those earbuds I mentioned. Kanika hands you a pair of earbuds. We can feed you questions if you get stuck, and Stella can give you a heads up if Tabitha's headed your way. I miss doing this sort of thing with you. You're so thorough. Aw, thanks. I do my best. I guess we should part ways and start the call, yeah? Stella and Kanika break off, leaving you alone at the entrance to the mines. Your phone buzzes. Hey! Can you hear us? Try saying something. Won't people notice I've got earbuds on? People these days have all kinds of things in their ears. It's called multitasking. You'll be fine. Nothing to do now but enter the worksite. You pass through the unlocked fence and enter the property of the Scarlet Hollow Mine. So we're gonna try the nearest group of miners. A blonde woman, a broad-shouldered man, and an old-timer. Their uniforms identify them as Harrison, Davis, and Zax. You got a reason to be bothering us? You know anything about a guy named Wayne? Yeah, we knew him. He was such a cut-up. Missed that dude. What happened to him? The miners shift for a moment, uncomfortably glancing at one another. Isn't that the guy y'all said was, He's gone. That's all that matters. We're gonna leave that be, I guess. Seen anything weird lately? The miners look you up and down. Weird. How? Knocking in the mines, people getting sick. More than usual? No, nothing like that. I feel fit as an ox. We have good working conditions in the mine and our health is wholly looked after. Any knocking? Can't barely hear nothing when the machines are going down there. That's right, it's loud as shit. It does sound like knocking though, the way the machine pounds with the rock, not if that's what you were thinking. You're not asking about Tommy knockers, are you? Tommy what now? Tommy knockers, they're like an old Welsh myth. Little guys that live in the mines and knock on the walls before they collapse. Heh, nothing like that around here. Run into any weird animals? Nope. I've been talking to that townie. The one boss gave a lifetime ban to. Wait a second, are they talking about me? Yeah, she's like a Bigfoot YouTuber or something. Her videos are actually pretty good. Yeah, that's me, alright. No, that's so sweet. But, you know, now that I think about it, pretty weird. I haven't been seeing many animals at all lately. Used to be, I'd see all sorts of critters. Now it's mostly birds. This your first year up here, ain't it? Just not used to the seasons changing. All the animals are hibernating, that's all. Oh no, she's got a point. I've been up here 5 years now and it's never been like this before. Maybe it's like global warming then. I think they're calling it climate change now. Weird noises coming from the woods. Not a peep. We're underground most of the day though. You know, I heard something unusual the other night, though it might have been an owl or something, but it didn't sound right. It was an owl. You're just not used to the local wildlife yet. Got a couple other questions. Actually, that's all. So if I start asking about Tabitha, they're gonna get suspicious. Approach another group. Mystical. Before you can reach the miners, you're struck with an intense feeling. You recognize the hollow terror as the same thing you felt last night when you set your eyes on that awful man in the miner's jacket. You shouldn't be up here. It's dangerous. What are you? Flesh and blood, much like yourself. Sus. You don't have to be afraid of me. I think I do. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. Before you can say another word, the figure is gone. Hey, Hola, are you still there? We've been getting static from you. Oh, don't mind me. Our new friend just stopped by to say hello. Whoa. I thought I saw you talking to someone down there. Are you okay? Whatever he is, I don't think he's human. I hate to say it, but with how the call went to static, what if he's a ghost? Like, actually a ghost. You hate to say it. Stella, I don't think anything would make you happier than Wayne being a ghost. Also, ghosts aren't real. Hey now, just because I want ghosts to be real doesn't mean I want this ghost harassing Hollow. He told me to stay at the estate for the rest of the week. I wonder why. I'd have to be safe there. Why would he tell me that? What the hell is that supposed to mean? He must have been threatening you, right? The plot thickens. I think I need to talk to Tabitha about this. She deserves to know that creep is lurking around the mines. Totally get that. If you're sure, tipping her off might make it hard to talk to anyone else. Yeah, I'm not getting anything from these people anyway. You make your way to the trailer in the middle of the camp. Tell Stella and Kanika you're about to hang up. I don't want Tabitha to think I'm spying on her. You disconnect from the call before opening the door. You enter Tabitha's trailer and find her sitting at her desk, head buried in her hands. What are you doing here? Who is Wayne? He keeps following me around. I don't know what to tell you. Look, I'm sure if you ask around about him, you'll hear some rumors, especially from my employees. They like to gossip. There was a man named Sandwame who worked here for a spell, then he disappeared. Happens all the time in this line of work. People show up from a job out of town, they disappear one day after getting paid. I don't know what happened to the man. I don't even know if he was still alive. But of course my workers blame me for running him off. Whatever. It's easy to blame the mean boss for that sort of thing. If you've seen him around, that's news to me and also none of my business, and he's no longer in my employ. There is nothing else, or is there anything else I can help you with? Potential mind collapse. Creatures I saw last night are supposed to be some sort of portent of doom. I'm just doing whatever I can to keep people safe. Look, I get it. I really do. Stella has a knack for spinning people into hysterics over shadows. But the only credible threat to the mines right now is me not being able to do my job. I'm gonna leave it at that. Look, I'm kind of swamped right now. I was actually getting ready for a big meeting when you walked in. If you want, you can wait here for an hour or so, and I can swing back when I'm done and pick you up. Just don't go around bothering my men. Don't move a muscle. Don't so much as make eye contact with them. They're supposed to be working. I'll see you then. Tabitha leaves the room. As soon as she's gone, you place Kanika's earbuds back in your ears and redial a group. Hey, is everything good? I think she's hiding something. That woman's hiding a lot of things, but if some of those things are related to what's happening in town... come on, Neeks, cut hold of some slack. Tabby's not that bad. She totally is, though. No use sticking around here. We're gonna regroup. As you leave Tabitha's office, you take a moment to get your bearings, only to be interrupted by sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. Black hair and glasses. Oscar told us to keep an eye out for that. Hey, I think I just saw Rosalina. Wait, really? What is she doing here? What should we do? I mean, we should go after her. What if she gets hurt? And can you imagine what Tabitha would do if she catches Rosalina here? Alright, I'm on my way. You rush over the hill and get your bearings, the sound of active mining fading into the distance. Rosalina is nowhere to be found, but dusty footprints point towards a nearby mine. Something about the mine feels wrong, as though a cold anger lies burning inside, sucking the life from the surrounding hills. This is the site of a mass grave. She didn't. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. But the Shaw mine! That place was shut down like 100 years ago! Sorry, needed a sip. After a collapse that killed over 100 people! And here I thought Stella was going to be the one to drag me into an abandoned coal mine. You remember all those feelings I got last night? This place is straight up cursed. I mean, like Kanika said, a lot of people died down there. There's a lot of spooky history to this place, and for all we know, maybe all that death left some kind of mark down there. Okay, just because a bunch of people died in there doesn't mean it's cursed. Come on, I'm not about to let Rosalina get hurt in there. Even if it means I have to go underground. Whoa, you sure, Neeks? Lou and I can handle this on our own. Yeah, I'm sure, and as much as I hate confined spaces, I hate the thought of other people getting trapped down there even more. Stella and Kanika disappear into the mines. Before you follow, you briefly wonder if you should let Tabitha know about this. We're gonna call her. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. Figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. No need to get snarky. I'm not gonna lie to her. I'm not gonna wait. I swear to God. sorry. You hang up the call. And now we follow. You take a deep breath and follow your new friends into the mine. The inside of the mine is warmer than you'd expected. The air is thick and wet. The ceiling hangs much lower than you are tall, forcing you and your companions to hunch over. Your legs bent in a painful squat as you begin to navigate its maze of corridors. Hey, you made it! I told you she would. For a second there, Kanika thought you were making a beeline for Tabby. Checking behind us to make sure this coast was clear. That's smart. I can't imagine what would happen if your cousin caught us down here. If we didn't see Rosalina disappear into this hellhole, you wouldn't catch me dead into a place like this. Though, maybe I shouldn't speak too soon. They might catch all of us dead in here. Don't worry, y'all. This place hasn't had a major collapse in over 100 years. We'll be fine. Lightning never strikes twice, right? That's strange, Holo. I didn't smell the stench of fear on you when we were outside a minute ago. Well, what matters is the gang's all here. We'll find Rosalina in no time. Press. The deeper you progress into the mines, the heavier the air becomes. Coal dust hangs in thick clouds around you, even though this place was abandoned over a century ago. Jesus, it's cramped down here. Does anyone else's chest feel tight? I can certainly say I'm not one for dark and stuffy places. This seems much more suited for a cat, if I do say so myself. Yeah, abandoned mines are always way more claustrophobic than people expect them to be, and this one's real bad. You know, because of the child miners, or should I say the minor miners? Kanika visibly shudders. I'm not superstitious, but if there's one way to make sure you get haunted, it's cracking jokes about dead child laborers while walking on their graves. And what can I say? I do my best to tempt the spirits wherever I go. I actually snuck down here a few times to try to get good footage. Part of my ghost hunting phase. Jesus, Stella, the things you do for your viewers. Did you find anything? I wish. If any place in Scarlet Hollow was actually haunted, it'd be this mine, hands down. But all I got was dust in my lungs and a couple false alarms. Stella pauses as the sound rushes overhead. Oh my god. What was that? The mine's going to collapse and we're all going to die down here, aren't we? Stella sighs longingly. That's just how wind sounds down here. You sound so disappointed. It just brings back memories of my last foray into these depths. Every time I thought I finally found a spooky ghost, there wound up being a very unghostly explanation. Like local wildlife, for instance. Stella turns her flashlight up and towards an alcove overhead. My people! Look at their cute little faces. The cute little faces and sharp teeth. Precious babies, I love them. Say, what's the big idea? Yeah, we was sleeping over here. Shut that light off, you nosy bastards. I'm so sorry for my companions. Stella means well, I assure you. It is so much funny when you have talked to animals, I swear. Those guys got me real good last time I was here alone. I'm sure you're quite worried about me after my behavior last night, Holo. Or, sorry, this is Gretchen. I'm sure you're quite worried about me after my behavior last night, Holo, but let that interaction be assurance that my temper is most wholly under control. I wouldn't dare venture away from the safety of my Stella's arms in a horrible place like this. Oh my god, there's bats down here. I'm going to get rabies, aren't I? I'm going to get rabies and die in a mine collapse. You holding up okay, Neeks? Yeah, sorry, I'm just a little on edge. Kanika is stopped mid-sentence by a thunderous knock echoing from deeper in the mines. Ooh. Okay, what was that? That was death. Of that I'm certain. That was... I have no idea what that was. Did that sound like knocking to you guys? A hateful and broken presence stirs in the deep. It doesn't want you here. That was a warning. We have to move fast before something terrible happens. You don't think it's Tommyknockers, do you? Okay, no. Tommyknockers are not real. They're not allowed to be real, or you try and give me a panic attack. And I'd love to spend some extra time poking around in here. Maybe it's got something to do with the mystery. The three of you are interrupted by a second, much less distant sound of a can being popped open. Okay, now that wasn't Tommy Knockers. It came from this way. Follow me. You and Kanika follow Stella further into the mine. You breathe a sigh of relief as the tight passageways give way to a small cavern. A group of teens turns and stares at you with annoyance. What the hell are you all doing in here? What the hell are you doing in here? You creeps? Are you stalking us? Yeah, creeps. I just said that, Alexis. If I wanted an echo, I'd yell into the Grand Canyon. There is something terrible in this place. Get out. Tell your creepy friend to leave us alone, General Store Lady. Rosalina, your dad is worried sick about you. And if you ask me, he was right to worry. Why the hell would you think hanging out in an old mine would be a good idea? Is the Maxwell place not dangerous enough? Because no one usually comes in here, duh. Everyone knows we hang out at the Maxwell place now, so we had to find a new hideout. Which you instantly found, so I guess we have to find an even more secluded place where we can just be ourselves. I can't believe your dad sent people to follow you, Rosalina. That's messed up. I think that qualifies as harassment. You're right, Becca. It is messed up. I don't need him telling me where I can be. You can at least check in so he knows you're not dead. He loves you and worries about you, and he's really not asking for much. Don't you kids have school tomorrow anyways? It's fall break. And we're not kids. Yeah, we're teens. Young pups these days, absolutely no respect for the elders. Are those canned strawberry margaritas? Where did you even get those? Most of the teens avoid eye contact. The quiet one in the back tries to melt into the cavern wall. Oh, no. I know that isn't you, Miles. It had better not be you. Yeah, whatever, it's me. What are you even doing here? Becca's right. It sounds like me you're stalking and harassing and all that. You are supposed to be minding the store. It's not like anyone comes in on Tuesdays and Mom's there, so it's fine. I start uncomfortably around the cavern as Kanika tears into her brother. It is not fine. It is extremely not fine. Why do I always have to be the responsible one? Do you know what I would give to be as carefree as you? I left school so you would have a chance to live your life, and this is what you're doing with it? What would Dad think if he could see you stealing booze from the family store to dick around in an abandoned mine? Dad's dead, Kanika, but if he were here, he'd be disappointed you wound up being such a bossy jerk. Who cares if we're having canned margaritas somewhere nobody's supposed to bother us? Alright, so can we maybe not do this in an abandoned coal mine? Oh, and what are you, an expert on mine safety? He only abandoned this place because there wasn't enough coal left to bother digging anymore. My dad told me, and he's an actual foreman at the continuous mining facility, so he knows what he's talking about. Wait, I thought your dad was in charge again. No, Alexis, he got promoted last month, and he says this place is totally safe, and we can hang out here anytime we want. Correction. Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. What? Oh, shit. Oh, hey, Tabby. Oh my god, you did call her, didn't you? That's why it took you a minute to catch up with us. Kanika sighs. Probably for the best she's here. Do none of you understand what a boarded up mine entrance is supposed to mean? It means it's closed, condemned, not fit for human use. Oh, come on, this place is waist dirty. Check it out. The teen with the beanie jumps and slaps a strut on the ceiling. Teenage boy behavior. Oh, was that the knocking we were hearing earlier? Oh my god, Zane, cut it out. You're embarrassing us. I'm sorry for Zane's behavior. I don't think he realized how extremely 8th grade it is to jump and hit things. No offense, Rosalina. None taken. The other 8th graders are totally immature. Not like you, Rosalina. You're chill and smart, too. Enough. The damage is already done. Now leave. I'm tired of people in this town dragging my cousin headlong into danger. I can't believe I actually agree with Tabitha about anything, but this is the worst place I've ever been in my entire life. I would like to see the sun again before I die. Huh, come on, you guys. Maybe it's not a big deal. We used to do dangerous stuff all the time, and I still do dangerous stuff now. I mean, I don't like this particular situation, what with the whole ditching thing, but outside of that, who are we to tell them where they can hang out? I don't know who you think you are in this situation, Stella, but I own this mine. It is entirely within my right to tell them to leave. Much like it is entirely within my right to tell you to leave. Was your lifetime ban from my mind not a clear enough message from you? Hell yeah, Tabitha, tear the sad 20-something to shreds. Hey, I'm defending you, and I'm not sad. Where'd you get that idea? My Stella can't possibly be sad with me around. How absolutely rude. These pups need to learn some manners. Running a clickbaity YouTube channel where you run around the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad. So she's sad. So what? Give it a few years and you'll be sad too. The passage of time is inescapable. Look, we just wanted to give Rosalina a good time. Her home life sucks right now. Yeah, tell them about where you have to sleep, Rosalina. We've been living in the library for the past couple weeks. Dad says we can't stay at our house. They got a hot plate and a couple cots in one of the back rooms. Actually, a pretty sick setup. No, it isn't, Zane. Rosalina deserves better. Oh, this is about your house being haunted, isn't it? No? What the fresh hell is this? Oh my god, did my dad tell you that? Yeah? Why did you say it like that? I bet he couldn't afford it anymore and is lying to save face. What a coward. Becca, I don't think you can just, say that about other people's families. Isn't that, bullying or something? Shut up, Zane. Oscar actually invited us to check it out when we saw him earlier today. It could make for a fun, non-abandoned coal mine related activity, just throwing that out there. There's no ghost, Stella. It'd be cool if there was, but Becca's right. Excuse me. I just wish he would be honest with me and tell me what's going on. It's not like he doesn't think I can handle it, or it's like he thinks... I can't words. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it, like I'm still a little kid. You're all children, and none of you realize how good you have it. Back in the day, each and every one of you would be pulling 12-hour shifts in this exact mine. If it weren't for child labor laws, the 5 of you might have some actual character. Exactly. Rosalina's not that mature anyway. She still sleeps with stuffed animals. That doesn't mean she's not mature. I still have pork chop, you know. I rest my case. Wait, what did you say about child labor? Okay. So... I'm not gonna weigh in on this. This is between you and your dad. You should talk about it anywhere that is not here. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, if Rosalina's house is haunted, we should break in and ghost bust it or something. Sounds pretty rad to me. Whatever gets you delinquents out of my mine. Oh my god, Zane, you can't bust a ghost if there is no ghost. Also, Rosalina lives there. She can't break into her own house. There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we could figure out how to bust it if it's actually real, and if it isn't real, well, problem solved. You know, Rosalina, you could always stay over at my house until Stella ghost busts your place. And we have a finished basement with a pull-out couch. Why are we talking about this like it's a thing? It's not a thing. There is no ghost. I don't care. And I can't believe I've wasted this much time trying to argue with children. I'm washing my hands of this and calling the cops. Feel free to leave before they show up. You hear that, Miles? We're leaving. I suggest the rest of you kids leave this empty mine before someone gets black lung or gets crushed by rocks or meets any one of many terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. That wasn't me, I swear. And then what was it? Come on, Stella, didn't you have a whole list of perfectly natural explanations for scary mine noises? It's Tommy knockers for sure. I know this isn't why we came down here, but we've got to check it out. Stella. I know, but weird stuff's been happening around here the past few days. What if this is our chance to get actual solid lead? The stakes couldn't be higher. Do you have no sense of self-preservation? I want you out of here, Stella. Come on, Tabby, you can come along too. If you guys are going after something spooky, count me in. Nobody is going deeper into the mine. Nobody is staying in the mine. You're all leaving. Please listen to Tabitha before my heart gives out. It'll be fun, Meeks. It will not. Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Wow, Kanika, maybe if you weren't still scared of the dark or whatever, you'd notice them sneak off. I noticed them sneak off, and I've been zoning out the entire time we've been here. They must have squeezed through that child-sized tunnel. Dang, I always wondered where that goes. I've never been able to get these hips through there. It's probably for the best, dear. Stella, stop sneaking into my mines. Please, I am literally begging you. If only all the tunnels down here were wide enough for adults, we could already be done with this little mess, but no. There just have to be remnants from a bygone era. Didn't you just talk about how child labor was a good old days thing a minute ago? I was trying to get you to leave my mine. Becca's head pops out from the tunnel's entrance. We are not about to let you come in here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. I've been here 1,000,000 times. Yeah, if Becca says we're safe, then we're totally safe. Whatever. Come on, you two. I know a cool spot this way. Okay, I think I know where that tunnel rejoins the rest of the mines. I'll go look for them, and I want each and every one of you to take note of the fact I'm doing that. If those idiots get themselves lost and die, I'm not letting their families sue me into the ground. Are those really your priorities right now? Yeah, do you have a problem with that? I want the rest of you out of my mine. Except for you, Holo. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Yeah, sure, I can never fit in that tunnel anyways. They have crossed a barrier that I cannot, so my time here is up. But only because Stella promised me a ghost hunt tomorrow. Whatever. I have my dailies to do anyway, and then the service down here sucks. I will happily escort these 2 knuckleheads out. No, you are not about to weasel your way into the Stella. Look at those puppy dog eyes. How can you say no to that face? Aw, come on, Tabby. I've been down here a ton. I can totally help out. Tabitha sighs. There's no getting rid of you, is there? Fine. I won't waste my time arguing. So... I could do more mystical weirdo shit. I'm gonna do more mystical weirdo shit. Something is calling to us from below. Noted. Let's not linger any longer than we have to, shall we? Want me to take Gretchen with me? I don't know if it'll be easier to cover more ground without her. Excuse me, I am a formidable and self-sufficient monster hunting companion. Yeah, that's probably for the best. I don't want a repeat of last night, and who knows if we'll have to do any climbing. I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully soon. For sure, we won't be long. Cool, can't wait to bust some ghosts tomorrow. Kanika, Miles, and Zane head towards the entrance of the mine, leaving you, Tabitha, and Stella to find the remaining teens. Alright, darling, we should be able to catch up with them if we go this way. You and Stella exchange a glance as Tabitha ventures forward. So we venture deeper after her. As the 3 of you move deeper into the mine, you hear echoes of a conversation bounce across the walls. Becca, why are we doing this again? I thought you thought Tabitha was, really cool. Why are you trying to get her all mad? We're doing this because Tabitha is really cool. She doesn't let anyone boss her around, so we can't let her boss us around. Oh, you hear that, Tabby? Someone thinks you're cool. I can't believe she used to hang out with a nobody like Stella. Hey. I don't know. I think Stella's kind of cool. Her videos are really neat. Oh, come on. She doesn't even have a sponsor. What kind of YouTuber doesn't even have a sponsor? I mean, not yet, but I'm in talks with Meat Rice, trademark, and I make plenty from ads and donations. So, we're just gonna press on. This is nonsense. I don't have a sponsor either. I'm not gonna get into that. Another knock. Closer. Interrupts your thoughts. Followed by another. And followed by another. Is it just me, or is the knocking coming from the same direction as those kids? It's not just you. Okay, that knocking is starting to freak me out. Calm down, Rosalina. It's just mind sounds. Did you guys see that? No. It was just a shadow. There's no reason to get freaked out. I saw it. Shut up! There's nothing down here. Stop trying to scare me. I better get grounded while all this is said and done. As much as I appreciate the sentiment, I hope you're wrong. If they get grounded, it means people found out about this, and I hate dealing with parents. Look on the bright side, Hollow. If they didn't come down here, we'd have missed out on a golden opportunity to get spooked. Tabitha glares at Stella. So, Tommy knockers. Tommy knockers. Oh, calm down, both of you. You said it yourself, Stella. As soon as they got deeper in the mines, their bravado in the face of authority would vanish into a puff of smoke. It's probably just rocks falling somewhere deeper in the mine, which is also bad for obvious reasons. Alright, let's keep moving. As you progress deeper into the mine, the knocking grows more frequent. It is still distant, but it is much louder than before. The tunnel ends abruptly in front of you. A century-old ladder is the only way forward. In the darkness beyond, you can still hear the echoes of terrified teens, their panicked arguing bouncing down the pitch-black corridors. The pit radiates rage, a white-hot anger. It hates you. But at the heart of it, you can sense something else. The quiet hum of a darker presence. The heart calls to you, desperate to be witnessed. And here we are. The tunnel they crawled through passes to the chamber below. Shouldn't be hard to find them once we get down there. I've never been this far in. Congratulations, Stella. You got what you wanted. Tabitha crawls up the ladder and disappears over its edge. Alright, let's do this. Stella hoists herself over the edge and begins the climb down. I guess I'm going. I don't wanna. I'm pretty sure this is the way back. Come on. Pretty sure? I thought you'd been down here before. Okay, maybe I didn't get this far in, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I definitely remember the way out. Hurry. I don't want to be down here anymore. I think it was actually this way? Oh, shut up. No one even wanted you to come with us anyway. Becca. Yeah, they're close, alright. Good thing they're so damn loud. And it sounds like they're really lost. The voices around you, those of the teens and your companion, sound odd. Distant. Step forward. There's something in the darkness before you that is much louder, though you don't hear it. We have no choice but to walk towards it. You can feel it in your chest, a desperate need to perceive and be perceived. Wrap yourself in the darkness of the pit. Hey, are you alright, Hollow? Bear witness. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Your cousin dives at you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. You said we wouldn't use the shipment. You know it's compromised. We couldn't afford to wait on new wood, Charles. We had to go ahead with it. It's still sturdy enough. It'll get the job done. It didn't. Hello, are you alright? Oh, thank God you're alive. It looked like you had a seizure or something, and then you and Tabby just conked out. I'm fine. Ugh. You can barely open your eyes. You're not fine. Neither of you, move a muscle. I don't want you straining yourselves while you're still recovering from whatever that was. I'm going to get you both some help. I'll be back soon, I promise. Yeah, not with that rhythmic knocking. You fade back out of consciousness as your companion clambers out of the pit, intent on your rescue. You raise up on your elbows, head still swimming from the visions, your surroundings coming back into focus. Your head throbs as the knocking continues, now magnitudes more intense than ever. Through it, you once again hear the panicked voices of bickering teenagers echoing down the stone corridors. Becca, you're just getting us more lost. It's this way. If you're so sure, then why don't you just leave? I can't believe I let Alexis talk me into inviting you in the first place. Becca, I'm just trying to help. I said go. Okay, I will. Alexis, you don't have to go with her. You know that, right? Pick a side, Alexis. I'm sure Becca knows where we're going. She wouldn't just lie. Sorry, Rosalina. The increasingly desperate voices of the teens are drowned out by the thunderous knocking. You can practically feel the ground shake beneath you, and almost see the walls vibrate with the intensity of the hellish sound. God, that knocking is not helping my headache. What the hell just happened? We were shown the dark truth of this place. Sins that were committed. Deaths that follow. There's gotta be fumes or something down here. That's an old mine. These places are death traps. We probably just hallucinated. How can you be sure? Look, this kind of thing happens in mines sometimes, especially when there's bad ventilation. Stop being weird. We're leaving. Rosalina appears in the passageway to your left. She's out of breath and it looks like she's been crying. I'm so sorry I snuck off like that. I just wanted Alexis to think I was cool. The entire cavern shakes with the sound of rockfall. I don't know what the hell is up with this knocking, but that is the sound of a mine collapse. Quick, up that ladder, both of you. Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Do you have a death wish, little girl? This isn't a movie. The best thing we can do to help those girls right now is to not be buried alive ourselves. You reach towards Rosalina. Your dad wouldn't want you to die down here. What about their parents? They wouldn't want Becca and Alexis to die like this. They already crossed that bridge. You can cross it too if you want. I don't care. Rosalina hesitates for a moment. Alexis, Becca, the way out is this way. If you just follow my voice, you'll be able to make it out. Okay, let's go. She grabs your hand, and as the two of you start climbing, This way, come on. Your cousin moves with the kind of swiftness you'd expect from someone who's spent her entire life working in and around coal mines. Becca! Alexis, can you still hear me? The knocking drowns out Rosalina's desperate shouts as the three of you crawl closer and closer to the entrance. I'm so sorry I left you guys. It's deafening now, as if someone were trying to break through the walls with fists of iron. Continue. You continue to push forward, your burning muscles giving way to pure adrenaline. Then comes the sound of splintering wood. You pick up the pace. The entrance is so close. I'm so sorry. Push. And there it is. Freedom. The three of you manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Alexis? Do you think the other two? Maybe they got out. It's possible, right? Maybe there's another entrance or something? Or maybe they're still alive in there. Oh god. I'm so sorry. Rosalina, are you okay? Your dad's on his way. He should be here any minute. I'm so sorry. I'm going back to camp. I'll be back with some men. And they can start digging. I'll call Earl. It takes a bit of time, but eventually Tabitha arrives with men and a machine to start digging through the rubble. You, Stella, and Kanika are afforded a quiet moment to yourselves as the others get to work. Do you think Becca and Alexis are okay? There were survivors in the last collapse. Alexis doesn't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. If you and Tabby didn't pull out Rosalina when you did, you all might have wound up buried down there. I think you did the right thing. My vision. There was a stone carving on the wall of that pit that showed me what happened to this place. Charles Shaw was set up. The Scarlets caused the old collapse. No way. Dude was a monster. I mean, the Scarlets were monsters too. They still are. What am I saying? I don't believe in visions. Whatever you saw was probably just auto-suggestion. I don't know, Neeks. You weren't down there. Lola and Tabby had, like, simultaneous seizures next to a creepy stone carving. It was like something out of a movie. Just because they passed out or had seizures doesn't mean it wasn't auto-suggestion. The entities in the mines. Pretty sure Tabitha and I saw some ghosts down there. Did you not see them? They were right behind you just before you left. I didn't see anything other than the two of you in that carving. That's super weird. I don't want to doubt what you experienced, but you were deep in a dark, abandoned coal mine. You might have just been primed to see things. You know, now that I think about it, that totally fits the profile for some of the Tommyknocker stories. What if they're actual, bona fide ghosts? Oh, Stella. Everything that happened down there centered around that main chamber where I saw that carving. Stella showed me a photo. Weird stuff. Yeah, really weird. Return. So, what happens now? Hey guys, I don't think she's quite ready to talk just yet. What happened down there? Have you met the kids Rosalina hangs out with? Yeah, Rosalina's lived here since she was 2. She basically grew up with them. They're a little older than her, and yeah, they get into some trouble, but I didn't think they were bad kids or anything. Always so polite to me. Especially that Alexis. Gosh, that poor girl. Always acted like a dog somebody had kicked. And now she's in there. It's not right. It's gonna be okay, Oscar. I don't know what to say. Becca's absolutely trouble. So, she was trying to get away from that whole haunted house situation. You have to understand, I'm not making it up. There's something in that house. We believe you, Oscar. I couldn't let it hurt her, and since I didn't know how to get rid of it, I set up a back room at the library for us. Just until I could figure out how to fix things. I know she hates it, but I thought it would be better for her. Instead, it just drove her away, staying with friends, not checking in, and now this. It's all because of that house. And because of me. Because I haven't been able to fix this. I just wish she could understand. We can perform a seance tomorrow night. Yeah, we'll do whatever it takes, Oscar. Okay, I'm into. Thanks, you guys. That really means a lot. I shouldn't have kept this to myself, but I was so afraid of seeming ridiculous. And nah, not after everything we've been through, no. Dad, you must be so mad at me. Oh, Rosa, no, of course I'm not mad at you. Do you think maybe they got out? Maybe there's another exit somewhere. Rosalina. I should have pushed back harder. I knew the way out. I should have made them come with me. I just don't want them to be dead. I'm so sorry, Dad. You don't have to be sorry. You're alive and you're safe. We couldn't have gone back for them, right? We wouldn't have made it out if we went back. We did what we had to. There wasn't enough time. I know how hard this is, but sometimes people have to make difficult decisions. It's just not fair. Why me and not them? I know how difficult this is, and you can be upset for as long as you need to be, Rosa. I think the best thing you can do for yourself, for your friends right now until we get them out of there, is to enjoy the life you have. I know I haven't made that easy for you, and I know you've been frustrated with the choices I've made, but I'm going to do what it takes to move us back into our house. We're gonna have a good life again, Rosa. I'm sorry I didn't do this sooner. I'm sorry this is what it took. Dad, we're on the case. We'll be okay, I promise. I'm going to take her home. I guess we'll see the three of you tomorrow. And thank you, although you have no idea how much I appreciate what you did for Rosalina. As Oscar and Rosalina leave, your cousin exhaustedly saunters over to you. Alright, hello, my men are set up. Just start ticking. Let's go home and get some rest. Now, hold on a minute, Miss Scarlet. Mind if we have a quick word with your cousin, miss, in private? Okay, fine, just make it quick, and don't you dare try to pull anything on her. She did nothing wrong here. Ladies, I'm afraid that means you too. Don't you need to talk to us? We witnessed this too. Oh, sure, but that can wait. We know where to find y'all. I'm Sheriff Hugby, and this is Deputy Derrickson, but you can call me Earl. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Welcome to Scarlet Hollow. I hope this little accident and color your perception of the place. Lovely place to live, if you ask me. No. It is no. Lovely indeed. Now, Sheriff Hugby, don't you think it's odd these teens found themselves in an old abandoned mine on the very property Hollow's family happens to own? And don't you think it's even a mite bit odder Hollow happened to be in there with them at the time of said collapse? I'd be lying if I said I weren't peculiar, though I'm sure you're an upright citizen, Hollow, and all this is surely an unfortunate coincidence. Still, a good cop should ask themselves these questions. You gotta understand where we're coming from. 2 kids, 15, 14, buried alive down there and maybe dead, and you were on the premises. Whether or not that was merely coincidence remains to be seen, but we've got to do our due diligence here. It was a mine collapse. What could I have possibly done that the police would care about? Just trying to get her all the facts. Our duty as officers of the law, you see, just being thorough. But I see there's not much more to be discussed as of yet. We'll let you go about your evening, but we may be in touch. Have a good one. Deputy Derrickson dips his hat to you. The 2 officers wander back towards the mine, Derrickson taking notes as they examine the scene. You make your way towards Stella and Kanika. I just can't believe 2 nights in a row. Is it my fault, Neeks? Stella, no, this is all just an awful coincidence. It's not your fault. Oh, hey, I guess the cops are done with you? What, are they going to take you in for being present at an accident? Sorry if they gave you a hard time. Small town cops, you know. Always blame everything on drifters, even acts of God, I guess. Excellent, you didn't get arrested. Now come on, let's get back to the estate. I'd like to get some rest before I have to deal with the fallout of everything that's happened tonight. I'll see you tomorrow, okay, Holo? Sorry, this is Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay, Holo? Excuse me, Stop trying to get my cousin killed, Stella. Come on, let's go. Tabitha starts walking to the car, pulling you by your arm. I'll text you when we're back. Tabitha doesn't say a word as her car cuts along the darkened road. You try to keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as she drives, wary of what may lurk behind the tree line. So... think Becca and Alexis are okay? We won't know for a few days at the earliest. Their parents should have kept tighter reins on them. I never got into any trouble like this when I was a teen, and I have Pearl Ann to thank for that. Hated it at the time, but that strictness paid off. What am I telling you this for? You can tell me stuff. I'd like to know more about you. And about Pearl Ann. Maybe later this week. I don't have the energy to get into it right now, but I think I'd like that. I don't think the parents are to blame here, though. I beg to differ. People who aren't ready to be parents shouldn't be parents, and clearly there are some parents at fault for this who weren't ready. Take Oscar. There are tons of people more qualified to be parents who can't even conceive, and here he is having a kid at 19 and clearly letting her do just whatever the hell she wants. It's not fair. Do you want kids? It seems like that struck a nerve. Lots of people want kids. How are you holding up? Poorly, but I'd really rather we didn't get into it. I'm sorry. Tabitha doesn't answer. Drop it. Her eyes remain fixated on the road. We're just gonna continue on in silence because, she's clearly not in the mood. I don't think I'm gonna get anywhere with a brick wall. Your eyes wander back to the tree line as you and Tabitha sink back into silence. You once again cross the threshold into the estate, the musty stench of the decaying mansion greeting you with its undertones of mildew and wood rot. Well, this stay was a lot more stressful than it needed to be, and I'm sure it's the precursor to a horrifically stressful week. I'm going to bed. I suggest you do the same. Thanks for calling me about those kids, by the way. It was unexpected. You should have waited for me. I'm too tired to argue. I'll see you in the morning. Tabitha turns and makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. Turn in. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. Y'all, these are those things, right? Kanika sends a picture of a pair of ditchlings by the side of the road. I saw them again, too. Another picture, this time of them staring from a tree. Hello, Excalibur! Thank you for the little licking emoji. What the fuck? These things are definitely not hairless monkeys or raccoons or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more than that to them being here than the mine collapse. No way am I sleeping tonight. You think about looking out the guest room window, but at this point, you're too exhausted to leave your bed. The adrenaline from this evening is finally wearing off, replaced by a creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slipping down over your eyes, even as you stare down at the ominous pictures on your phone. If it weren't for the pit of dread balling in your stomach, you would almost feel comfortable as you settle in between the covers, your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, your thoughts drift to Alexis and Becca, terrified and alone, if not already dead. Your eyes shoot back open, your heart pounding as the door to your room swings open. Just the cat. It's always just the cat. Don't read into this. The woman kicked me out. Just want a warm place to sleep. It's nice to see another living being, even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease, and you finally slip into a deep sleep. What are you doing, Tabitha? What's in the basement? Ooh. Knock, knock. This is the end of episode 2. Episode 3 awaits. Proceed if you dare. Jane Goodall for finishing episode 2 with Talk to Animals. And No for finishing chapter 2 on hard mode. I love how every hard mode achievement is just the additional no. First chapter was no. Second is no. And I have looked, the third one is no. Fourth one is no. I love their sense of humor. So we are going to save the hard mode. And I actually think that's gonna be it for this one. We got through 2 of them, which has made for a nearly 3.5 hour stream. I need a good stretch. I have been drinking water. So I'm fine on the hydration, but I do have a couple other things that I need to do, even though it is my night off. I had so much fun hanging out with you guys today, and I will see you all, not this Wednesday, but Friday. I think it's next Wednesday that we're doing the collab stream. Isn't that right, Excalibur? If you're still here. I don't know if he's still here. But every other Wednesday we are supposed to be streaming with Stellar Pidge, Excalibur VT, and Valen Redmist, which is Valen VRTuber. So anyways, I will see you all next time. Bye!